Ladies and gentlemen, this is your TNA Impact feature contest. A non-title match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he is professional wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist and the TNA heavyweight champion of the world. He is
Kurt Angle focused on tonight's match with Booker T, while wife Karen looks like she's fallen for AJ Styles. Check out what happened last week on Impact and the exclusive footage after we went off the air.
Well, after the kiss, you could just see Kurt Angle just went berserk. Knocks the preacher to the ground, and then he had an uppercut for JB.
Can you dig it, sucker?
and his opponent from Houston, Texas,
TNA Management's Jim Cornette realized the serious nature of Booker T's infatuation with getting his hands on Robert Roode when he scheduled tonight's Impact main event. Cornette is trying to defuse the heated situation that all stemmed from Roode shattering the jaw of Booker's wife Sharmell and then having absolutely no remorse about the punch. After Roode cowardly escaped from Booker at Against All Odds, leaving in a getaway car, Booker has been obsessed with getting his revenge. Roode has avoided the confrontation at this point by not showing up at the Impact Zone both last week and tonight, but the two will meet one-on-one at Destination X when TNA debuts in Norfolk, Virginia.
Mike, I think this match is going to be good for Booker T. It's going to give him a little bit of normalcy. He can focus on something other than Robert Roode. Now, maybe he'll want to project Robert Roode onto Kurt Angle, and maybe that'll help him take out his frustrations there. But, you know, he's just had such tunnel vision on Robert Roode and what he's going to do with him that it cannot be completely healthy. And I think Jim Cornette realized that, Mike, and that's why he booked this match this evening.
Yes, at Destination X, it will be Booker T one-on-one against Robert Roode, but also, how about that six-man main event tag team match? Christian Cage, Samoa Joe, and Kevin Nash against the Angle Alliance. Tomko, AJ Styles, and the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. We know what Samoa Joe's plan is. It's to eliminate the Angle Alliance completely before he gets a shot at Kurt and the TNA World's Heavyweight title. And boy, Christian Cage really put things into perspective with that interview that we just heard.
And now we know that our suspicions were correct. It was AJ Styles that caught him with the chair. But what I liked about that interview was how focused the Christian Cage was. I liked how he named them the Unlikely Alliance, that they aren't friends. They probably won't be friends after this, but they have the common goal, and that's to get rid of the Angle Alliance. And Samoa Joe's plan comes to fruition. As you can see, the three of them right there, they look like they were going to be an awful, incredible, formidable force.
Boy, you don't see this very often. Opening minute of the matchup, Kurt Angle's getting out-wrestled. Booker T in total control here, and you can see by that little smile on his face, and that's the first time we've seen a smile on the face of Booker T in well, several months. Ever since his wife Sharmell had her jaw shattered, you know that he's enjoying the fact that he's got control over the Olympic gold medalist and the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, at least to this point.
Well, he can say it doesn't bother him, but Kurt Angle has got to be thinking about his wife Karen. He's got to be thinking about the phenomenal AJ Styles and what's going on. I mean, let's face it, no man can just put that aside and act like it doesn't exist. It's going on right now, and those are the kind of things that'll really screw with your head. And it's obvious that Kurt Angle's bothered by it.
Angle stalks Booker. Gonna hook it up once again, and they do. Collar and elbow lockup. This time, Booker with the advantage. Back to the hammerlock as Angle tries to find a way to escape and uses that elbow. Booker never saw that one coming.
What an elbow shot, and then there's an uppercut to Booker T. And Booker T, everything that he had going for him almost feels deflated there as you can see the extra oomph that Kurt Angle's giving him. Another wicked uppercut.
Big shot in the corner. Gonna try and shoot Booker across, and does. As Booker T comes across, he puts on the brakes, and he just leveled Angle with the clothesline.
Well, that's how you turn the momentum around.
Whoa!
Whoa! Clothesline as he takes Kurt Angle out to the floor.
Commercial break upcoming. When we return to Impact, more of Booker T and Kurt Angle in our main event. You want star power? You've got star power. Thursday Night Impact main event. The TNA World's Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle squaring off against Booker T in this non-title matchup.
Well, who hasn't thought about these two hooking up one-on-one in the ring since the moment that Booker T landed here in TNA? Yes, this match is not for the title, but one day you know it will be, and it just, you've thought about these two. I mean, two great legends, two of the greatest this business has ever seen, and here we have them right now tonight in the main event. Booker T right now got the momentum back ever since he sent Angle to the floor before the break. He's just kept the pressure on, and you can feel those elbow shots, the forearm shots by Booker T. And look how methodical he is right now in taking control of Kurt Angle.
Boy, you're not kidding. That really was the turning point in this matchup. But an explosive move out of the corner by Kurt Angle as he drops Booker with a clothesline may all of a sudden turn this match back in favor of the Olympic gold medalist and the TNA World Heavyweight Champ.
Well, that's why he's one of the greatest that we've ever seen. You hesitate for 1 second. You let your guard down for a millisecond, and Kurt Angle can turn it around and turn it in his favor. Nice suplex, and right now Kurt Angle, total control.
And look how quickly Angle got on the cover. Immediately followed up that suplex with a pin attempt. Gonna bring Booker back up to his feet. Man, he just rocked him one more time. European uppercut. Repeated shots with the boot into the midsection in the corner as Booker goes down.
You know, you could tell early on in this match, both these guys had a lot of baggage that they were thinking about. But right now, it just almost feels like that baggage has gone away. It's mano a mano. Kurt Angle, Booker T, as they just size each other up and try to take each other down.
Out of the corner, Angle gonna try and shoot Booker across, and does. Back first into the turnbuckles, but then Booker avoids it. Oh man, what a super kick! Right on the point of the jaw of Kurt Angle.
How about that? He spun to the side. As soon as Angle came off those turnbuckles, he jacked him with that super kick right into the jaw, and you can just see that felt good to Booker T, and he goes right after, lifts him to his feet. He knows that Kurt's been shook.
Gonna ring out the arm here of Angle, and then just dropped him. Extends the leg lariat, and down goes the champ.
Well, if the first one didn't rattle his cage, here's a little bit more on the second one. Pin attempt, 2 count, but Kurt Angle gets the shoulder up on instinct. But how about those 2 shots, both of them? Pinpoint precision, same spot in the face of Kurt Angle.
Booker brings Angle back up to his feet. Suplex directly over. Now it's his turn for a quick pin, and oh, another near fall.
Man, that's twice now that Booker T's gotten so close, and Kurt Angle at the last split second got the shoulder up, but Booker T doesn't hesitate. Goes right after him, pulling now on the arm, pulling back on that arm of Kurt Angle. Look at that grin. You mentioned it earlier. He just looks like a different person now without worrying about Robert Roode.
Compounding the lock, reaching through, grabbing his own hand is Booker T. Angle tries to fight it off. Couple of shots to the gut, but then Booker answers back. Quick reversal. Booker shot off into the ropes. Here comes Angle. Release. Overhead belly-to-belly suplex.
Man, he just is so incredible. When he gets that locked in, you know you're going flying. And he just did. He cinched it in, and then he sent Booker T right over the top. And this gives Kurt Angle a chance to get his breath, a chance to get his composure, and he goes right after and starts mat wrestling on Booker T right here.
Angle with the waist lock. An attempt here to neutralize Booker T to keep him grounded. You want all the late-breaking details on Destination X and that huge 6-man tag team main event with the Angle Alliance. Kurt Angle, Tomko, and AJ Styles against Christian Cage, Samoa Joe, and Kevin Nash. It's available at one place. TNA Mobile. Text TNA to 76,000 for all the details and get 1 free week of TNA Mobile. I can't wait for Destination X, our debut in Norfolk, Virginia, and that high-profile 6-man tag team main event.
I mean, think about it. Christian Cage, Samoa Joe, and Big Kevin Nash working together against the Angle Alliance. Oh, great counter by Kurt Angle. Dropping low and sending Booker T right through the ropes. And Booker T, you can see, he shook up so close to hitting his head on those steps.
Great reaction by Angle to turn it quickly in his favor. Follows up out on the floor. Kurt's gonna take Booker here and send him face first into the steps. After this commercial break, more of our main event, Kurt Angle, Booker T. And we are back on Thursday Night Impact. It's the continuation of Kurt Angle, the TNA World's Heavyweight Champion, against Booker T. And talk about an impactful move. Angle takes Booker high into the air and plants him with that body slam.
Just scoops him up and slams him down, and Kurt Angle, you can just see the confidence on his face. And now he's going up to the top rope. And Booker T doesn't even realize where Kurt Angle is. He looks over, sees him, and then just moves like unbelievable quickness as Booker T surprises you. And a man can be that quick and be that size.
Boy, what an unbelievable recovery by Booker. Gonna try and superplex Angle in, and does.
And look at Angle's back just bow up. Unbelievable. We gotta see this again. Look how quickly Booker T gets there and then hits him with this superplex.
Oh, you gotta check this out. Great move. The superplex delivered by Booker T onto the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And we've talked about how the momentum has swung back and forth in this matchup. Right now, if Booker can get it rolling, if he can get back up on his feet, this is his chance to put away the champ.
Well, you can hear the crowd behind him as you can just hear them all yell, Booker T, Booker T. Is Booker T a couple rights? But Kurt Angle shoots him off the ropes, but Booker comes right back on him.
Explosive flying forearm by Booker, followed up by the snap suplex. Quickly, back to his feet. Gonna take Angle out, powers him down, side slam.
Just side slams him, and again, you can see Kurt Angle bow up in pain, and Booker T, he's feeling it. He knows it's close. Oh, but Kurt Angle, it just takes one shot. Look at him, spine buster, and Booker T stops him.
Another concussive move to the back of Kurt Angle, delivered by Booker T, and the spine buster could be the one that sends Booker right to this victory. Oh, look at how quickly Angle out of nowhere just hooked the ankle, but Booker kicks him off.
Every time Kurt Angle seems like he's gonna turn it around, Booker T's got an answer, and he's got one there. Nice kick as Kurt Angle's down again. Oh, Booker T just has an answer for everything.
Booker feeding off the adrenaline rush of the crowd here at the Impact Zone. They're standing as one, all on their feet, trying to cheer him on. Double over the...
Oh, wait a minute!
Robert Roode
out of nowhere! But Booker T goes right after him, and boy, he's got shots for him. Oh, but Mike, now Kurt Angle hits him from behind.
Look out! Here it's a Olympic slam by Angle.
Oh, he just caught him out of nowhere. Oh, and you know he's got the pin. Oh, that's just wrong.
Here's your winner, Roode Angle!
Well, Robert Roode no-showed last week's Impact, and then earlier tonight while Booker was waiting for him, Peyton Banks told us that Robert Roode would not be here tonight, but that's obviously not the case.
Oh, and he waited for the precise moment, just when it was sure that Booker T was going to get the win, and now the double team as they're both just stomping on Booker T, and referee Earl Hebner gets pushed away for coming in there and trying to break it up, but this is vicious. Oh, man, Robert Roode. Kurt Angle just, wait a minute, here comes Christian Cage.
Christian slides in. Attention, first to Angle, then to Robert Roode. Oh, look at Christian just go with those big right hands, one after the other, but this is what we've talked about all along. How important the numbers game is as the battle lines have been drawn here in TNA as Roode takes down Christian from behind.
Well, now Kurt Angle focuses on Christian Cage as Robert Roode goes right after. Wait a minute! Nice block by Booker T! Another shot, here comes Samoa Joe! Headbutt to Angle, and you see Booker T take Robert Roode out of the ring.
Samoa Joe, Kevin Nash hits the ring. Oh, and check this out. Booker T's finally getting his hands on Robert Roode, getting a little revenge for wife Charmel. Tomko comes down. Wait a minute, Kevin Nash is asking for a microphone.
Now you running your mouth, Angle? You running your mouth? Next week, me and you, right here next week, one-on-one. You got it, Angle?
Oh my God! Angle Nash next week on Impact!
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, based on the TNA Interaction fan vote, is a first blood match. The first wrestler to make his opponent bleed will be declared the winner. Introducing first, from Wall Street in Manhattan, New York, Robert Roode.
I don't know how to react first to talk about this first blood matchup between Robert Roode and Booker T. To think about that huge 8-man tag team in our main event, Team Tomko, Team Cage, where we don't have to wait until the lockdown pay-per-view. Where do we start, DW?
I'm telling you, that is what makes Live Impact tonight so special. But you mentioned it, first one right now. A knockout championship match coming up, and the 8-man Team Cage with Sting here in the Impact Zone against Team Tomko.
Can you dig it, sucker?
And his opponent, from Houston, Texas, Booker T.
from the Raise the Roof, right off the impact zone. Booker T, the months and months of mental anguish, the suffering that Booker T has gone through. He has the opportunity to gain 1 ton of revenge right now, and Booker hits the ring. First blood rules now against Robert Roode. Pretty plain, pretty simple. You bleed, you lose.
You got that right. And Booker T, like a man possessed, and Mike, you mentioned it. You know, he was just so angry and so mad, and he just couldn't see straight when he was dealing with the jaw of Sharmell being broken. But then, when he found out that she was going to be put back in harm's way, on April the 13th, beautiful kick, but on April the 13th, Jim Cornette decreed she'd be inside the 6 sides of steel. He has just snapped since then, and he wanted the first blood match. Well, he's got it.
Oh, you can see Robert Roode drop throat first across that top steel cable, then Booker connects with the kick. You see, referee Andrew Thomas has the towel in hand, and I have just been handed this note. You ready for this?
Lay it on me, baby.
Tonight's main event, Team Tomko, Team Cage, the 8-man tag team match will be brought to you commercial-free by the Forbidden Kingdom, starring Jackie Chan and Jet Li. It's in theaters April 18th, but we've got the 8-man tag tonight, our main event, commercial-free.
Well, that's the way it should be on a special night like that. Think about that. Those 8 guys in the ring, you don't have to worry about breaking for a commercial because it's going straight through. Booker T in total control, trying to find that opening, but Robert Roode able to get out of that. Nice.
Went for that axe kick. You're right. Roode avoids that. The shot, series of elbows, but you can see that Booker elevates him high, up and over, all the way down to the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. You've got to come back. It's Booker T. It's Robert Roode. You bleed, you lose when we return to Impact. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in Orlando, Florida. Continuation of the first blood matchup. Booker T, Robert Roode, Don West. Booker in control through much of the commercial break. On several occasions, it looked like he would bust Robert Roode open, including driving him headfirst into our broadcast table, but that has not been the case.
I'll tell you what, he's got some tough skin as his head was driven into the broadcast table. It was driven into the rail 3 or 4 times, but Robert Roode has turned it around, and now we've had to check Booker T on 3 or 4 occasions. Andrew Thomas with the white towel, Mike, but oh no, Robert Roode throwing the chair in. Anything you can do to make him bleed.
Yes, chair brought into play as Roode takes that shot. Big fist to the head of Booker T, and he's got some kind of a game plan, some strategy here in mind. Gonna use that steel chair, obviously, to try and draw that blood. Remember, this is not about pinfalls. This is not about submission. Plain and simple, make your opponent bleed to lose. Oh, the drop toe hold.
Wait a minute.
Did he get him that time?
He hit his forehead straight into the chair, and he damaged it. Look at that, they're looking. No blood. Oh my God, Booker T, that was so close. But now Robert Roode gonna use those knuckles, twist them, and drive them in.
I want to have one more reminder that wrestlers from all over the world are here in Orlando this weekend. There have already been several confrontations, but wait until you hear about one big one. One specific confrontation. Find out at TNA Mobile. Text TNA to 76,000.
Robert Roode taking that chair, setting it up in the corner between the turnbuckles, and he's going to try to get the momentum of Booker T to force his head into that chair and to make him bleed. But remember, these things can go crazy. Remember the Tomko Samoa Joe match a few weeks ago where Joe actually got cut using his arm to block the chair and cut his arm, and he lost the match. Oh, wait a minute now. I think he might be okay. I think his back man hit it.
What impact in the corner. That shot with Robert Roode going back first, right into the steel chair that was wedged between the ropes. And Booker digs down deep. You can just sense it here, Don. That level of revenge, this is what he's been waiting for months.
You got to give Robert Roode credit, though. So many people have thought Booker T would have had that revenge. But Robert Roode, he's been very methodical in this. He's been goading Booker T, and all the while, it's helping build his reputation. And now, he wants to be the one to bust him open. Oh, nice kick. Nice kick.
And now Booker gonna go back and use the steel chair. This could be the difference maker.
Oh!
Missed with the kicks.
Oh, no!
And then Roode just crashed that chair.
It's it. That might be it. Andrew Thomas looking really hard. No!
No!
No blood! No blood yet, and Robert Roode can't believe it.
Don, you said it earlier, a different side of Booker T since he found out that his wife Charmel is going to be in the cage at lockdown. Oh, and the chair sprung back right off the top rope, right into the face of Roode. Booker, like a freight train, clotheslines him over the top.
Knocks him into the rail. This is a chance as he's looking at Andrew Thomas looking to see if he's busted open. We're trying to check and see if we can see a replay right now. As you can see, there's a chair shot. I thought Booker T was busted. Booker T, though, able to avoid that one, and it came back on Robert Roode.
And check this out, Booker on fire. Impactful blow, driving Roode down to the floor with that lariat, with that clothesline. Referee Andrew Thomas right on the scene, trying to see if Robert Roode is bleeding, and he says no, he's not, and the matchup continues.
Nice knee to the gut. That's Robert Roode now, trying to end it. And you can see here he's gone. Booker T holding on to the leg.
Pile driver attempt, blocked. Here comes Booker. What's he gonna do with it? Catapult up.
Right into the ring post. He just screamed him right into the ring post. And you can see Booker T. He's feeling it now. He knows. He's got control of this matchup.
And he might have opened him up right there. Andrew Thomas right on the scene. Referee checking to see, the force that Robert Roode hit his head on that steel ring post might have done the trick. We're trying to see.
What the this? He said he's busted. He's busted. And look at this. It was the ring post shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Booker T.
Not just satisfied with that cut on the forehead of Robert Roode. Booker T laying in more of those big right-hand shots. What a situation at lockdown when his wife Charmel goes back inside the steel cage.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking at Robert Roode's head right now. He is busted open.
He is the self-proclaimed champion of the world. Booker T, 6'3", 253 pounds. He survived a brutal beating by Samoa Joe at Victory Road and walked away in possession of the TNA World Championship. Now he battles Samoa Joe in the match of his making. 6 sides of steel with weapons. Is this the night that Booker T begins his official reign and finally fulfills his destiny in TNA?
It was 1 month ago at Victory Road in Houston, Texas, where Booker T, with of all people, wife Charmel, issuing the 3 count. He left Houston with the TNA World Heavyweight title belt. Tonight, it's Samoa Joe's chance to get his title back.
Well, Samoa Joe let him keep the belt. That was the thing that kind of surprised everybody, but Joe used it as motivation. In Joe's mind, as long as Booker T is wearing that belt around his waist, then that keeps him focused on the task, and that's getting it back to its rightful owner, which of course at this time is Samoa Joe. You can see now Booker T, that look of pure dedication for what he's going to go through tonight. Buddy, you better plan on being hurt, because you're going to get hurt in the 6 sides of steel.
And there you see the man who's the real champion here, Samoa Joe. You'll remember that initially, Joe issued a challenge to settle things in the 6 sides of steel. But then it was the counter offer by Booker T. He said, we're gonna add weapons to the 6 sides of steel cage.
He is no stranger to brutality and brawls. A smash-mouth, ground-and-pound specialist, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, is the officially recognized TNA heavyweight champion of the world. Standing in at 6 feet, 2 inches tall, and weighing 290 pounds. The future of professional wrestling seeks to prove that the future is now.
Samoa Joe's heard it from everybody, including his mentor, Kevin Nash. Those words that must ring in his head day after day. You can't beat Booker T.
Well, one thing I've got to say, it looks like his mind's in the right place. He's letting Kevin Nash deal with the Sting situation no matter how bizarre it is. Because if he's thinking about what Sting might do, and we know how unpredictable he's been, then he's not going to have the right mindset. Once he gets locked in that cage, he's got to think of one thing, and that's making sure that he's either the first one out of there, pin, submit, and bring home that belt where it belongs.
Samoa Joe circles the ring, circles the 6 sides of steel. We think back to April of this year when he defeated Kurt Angle to finally do it, to finally become TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Samoa Joe is a victory away from once again regaining possession of his title belt. To the ring, Jeremy Borash for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is your main event of the evening for the TNA Heavyweight Championship of the World. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA official, Mr. Earl Hebner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from Trenton, New Jersey, it's time for your Hard Justice main event of the evening. The rules for this match are follows. The winner will be determined by pinfall, submission, or the first man to successfully exit the 6 sides of steel. Introducing, first of all, the challenger. He stands in the corner to my left and is accompanied to the ring by his wife, Charmel. He weighs in at 265 pounds and comes to us from Houston, Texas. He is the #1 contender for the TNA Heavyweight Championship of the World, Booker T. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, standing in the corner to my right, he weighed in this morning at 288 pounds and comes to us from the Isle of Samoa. He is the current reigning and defending TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe.
What an interesting situation to hear JB talk about Booker T being the #1 contender, yet he's wearing the championship belt, while the champ doesn't have the gold. But he now has the opportunity to prove to everybody, yes, he can beat Booker T. 6 sides of steel. You see the weapons in play, Don. I see hockey sticks, I see canes, I see trash cans, kendo sticks, lids, a little bit of everything.
Of course, the key to this match is to make sure your opponent is laid out, not getting up, so that you can just exit out of the 6 sides of steel and come on, walk over and take this championship belt. Yeah, it may have been confusing to some people, maybe watching for the first time, but you're right. Samoa Joe let Booker T keep that belt as motivation. Told him to polish it up. I'll come get it when I'm ready, because all he's heard is what he can't do with Booker T.
Well, I like that mindset as Booker tried to get a hockey stick and use it on Joe. Joe just came right at it. Just disable the weapon from it, sets him up in the corner, and right above us here, Don, you can hear those chops to the chest. Booker sent for the ride. Joe gonna follow up, and oh man, did he just drill him in the corner.
He just went right at him, and Booker T was waiting. Think about it, you've got weapons everywhere, but the actual ring itself right now is a weapon. The 6 sides of steel are unforgiving. They have no give in them. I mean, it's like hitting a wall, and it's like hitting a cheese grater. So you've got to be careful with that. It's not just about the weapons that you can get a hold of.
And again, for a second time, we see Booker T grab for a weapon, and Joe cut him off, not enabling him, not allowing him to use it, and then Joe catches him again, first with the elbow, and then with those very talented feet. Boy, he caught him that time and drilled him.
It amazes you every time you see it, how high in the air he can get those kicks for a big man. I mean, it's just, you cannot ever judge a book by that cover, because he's one of the most agile athletes we've ever seen, and that's right, at 280 plus pounds, this guy can do things that just defy logic at his size.
Joe pulls down the trash can, positions it, for Booker, and then just caught him with that kick.
Look how he just completely...
Look at this.
Oh, man! Senton's right on top of the trash can and smashes it into Booker T.
Advantage here in the early stages of our TNA World Heavyweight title. Our Hard Justice main event has to be Samoa Joe.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, that's where you could see, I could see it on his face. That shot hurt him in the back. I mean, when you do something like that, you don't think about the damage it can cause you. Now he's grabbing the kendo stick as Booker T's trying to get to his feet. And look at it.
Joe twirling the weapon around.
Oh.
Oh my, what a shot to the side of the head.
Oh, those things, it's unreal. You know, you see the trash can lids of the trash can. That kendo stick, there's just something about it. You can hear it, you can feel it.
Joe stalks Booker in the corner. You see the punches, the series of shots to the head, to the midsection.
Talk to somebody that's been hit by one, and they'll tell you they'd probably rather be hit by a car door than a kendo stick across the head.
Quick reversal here by Booker, able to shoot Samoa Joe off into the corner. First signs of offense from the actual challenger in this match, Booker T. Now he's got Joe on the defensive.
Well, you can hear Booker T screaming. I mean, it's getting him fired up. Oh, man! He just crushed it. Crushed that garbage can right on the forehead of Samoa Joe and knocked him down, and now Booker. He's looking around. He's just got his eye on that hockey stick, and he wants to use it. And you can see he's looking at the back of Samoa Joe right now.
The hockey stick that Joe blocked earlier, able to move out of the way. Oh my, what a kick by Joe.
I'll tell you what, Joe just, again, just his quickness will surprise you, and right there he had to use it. It was desperation, because you see that swing Booker T took with that? I mean, he didn't hold anything back.
Joe's got another weapon, pulling down the trash can lid and circling while Booker's down, and now Joe's got the second trash can. I have a feeling that we know what he's going to try and do here.
Oh, he's going to ring his bell. And
yep.
Man, does he ring it. Both shots. Look at on the back. And then one for the face. Holy cow, he hit him on the ears, the back of the head, and the face with the trash can lid.
Series of 3 shots leads to this. The pin attempt and a 2 count. You can hear Charmel screaming at her husband, trying to cheer Booker on here. Joe methodical at this point, but it looks on like he has some kind of a game plan when it comes to using these weapons. And he's got the steel chair now.
Oh, he took the swing and how about that spin kick by Booker T? As Joe missed with the chair, Booker just kept his motion going and just spin kicked it right in his face.
Had all that momentum behind the kick, and the steel chair went right into the face, as you said, of Samoa Joe. And now Booker's got the chair as a weapon, and Joe's down, back exposed. Joe gonna try and get back up to his feet. Booker's got it. Booker's got the chair. Almost as if he's waiting for Joe just to get up so he can hit him with more impact, and that's exactly what he just did. The knockout blow, the chair to the top of the head.
You could see where he caught him. I don't know if it was on the spin kick that he caught him there or right there. But Booker T has busted open Samoa Joe, and now look at him. Just applying the fist right there where he knows he's hit him hard. Oh, no.
Oh, takes the trash can lid, positions it across the head and face of Joe, and drops down. Leg right across the weapon. And there you can see that Joe has been busted wide open, and the blood now flowing down, and look at where the blood's flowing down into his eyes. Could be a problem in terms of Joe's vision going forward in this match.
Oh, and you can sense it. Booker T feels it. I mean, he's got the advantage, and now look at that. Using that is it like an axe handle or something? Like, it's hard to see from where I'm at. Yeah, some kind of a handle.
Sure.
And he's just using it on the neck of Samoa Joe. Oh, Joe's just wobbling.
Look at Joe drop down to a knee at the same time that Booker goes up to climb the cage, and Joe is there, going to try and cut him off. Booker trying to escape the cage, and they meet up at the top, and Joe with right hands. Series of shots by Joe, going to try and snap him down off the top.
I'll tell you what, he just grabbed him by the neck, but I'm going to tell you, Booker T not only hit his face on the mat, he had a bad landing with his leg, too. As you can see, Joe, as the blood's getting kind of rolling into his eye, he's going to have to just somehow clear that out of the way. You got to wonder if it's affecting his vision. I'm watching him wipe it away right now here in front of me.
Also takes away from your focus, from your concentration on what your next offensive move might be when you're concentrating on the fact that you've got that blood flowing into your eyes. Joe with the right sets up Booker. You can see Booker's wobbly-legged at this point. 3 shots, 4 shots. Now Joe takes him and just drives him. And you talked about maybe the ultimate weapon in this 6 sides of steel. That's that steel cage, and Booker went right into it.
I mean, you're hitting a wall. It is amazing. It's because it is 6 sides of steel. It just takes away any of the give. And now Samoa Joe going to try to climb out of the cage himself and get them. And look at that. Booker goes right at him and then just kind of slams him on his back.
Impressive power move by Booker on the near 300-pound Joe. The lateral press, and referee Hebner counts 2. Pin, submission, or escape the cage. That's your options to win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship tonight here at Hard Justice.
And look at Booker T. Look at this. He's just got a hold of him. He's got those legs.
Guillotine-style choke here, trying to choke the life out of Joe.
And he is twerking on that neck as he's got the legs wrapped around the midsection. And you can see Joe trying to get a base, trying to get to his feet, but at the same time, that blood's got to be gushing. And look at this. Joe's got his foot on the rope.
And finally, referee Hebner notices that and breaks that hold, breaks that submission move by Booker T.
Really couldn't scream anything at it. He couldn't say anything because of the grip that Booker T had around his neck.
Boy, Joe in trouble at this point, and Booker's got the weapon. He's got the trash can lid in his hand. But Joe's wobbly. He's up to a knee. He tosses the can, and then he kicked the can right in Joe's face.
Well, Joe has to react. You have no choice. It's being thrown at you. It's just instinct. You're going to reach up and you're going to grab it. Booker T knew that and just followed it with a kick. Here we go.
Pin.
1, 2. Joe's right there. He knew where he was. Great ring awareness.
Certainly. The ring positioning of Samoa Joe and realizing that he was close to the ropes and able to get the break as Booker went for the pin. Sharmell obviously not happy with that. Neither is Booker T, who's now trying to intimidate Earl Hebner.
Well, the bottom line was Earl made the right call in the situation. And he just got to focus on the task at hand. Now he goes right back to where he bloodied him up and just putting those fists right into the forehead.
Joe down, and Booker going to try and climb up the side of the cage, but you can see that Joe's going to get back up to his feet. Booker makes it now up to the top rope. Joe reaching for Booker to try and bring him back inside.
It looked like Booker, there he is, trying to kick him back down, but now Joe's up at the same base that he is, and look at the shots, they're just trading blows. It's got to be hard to balance yourself on that rope, and you got to use one hand at least to hold on to the cage.
Then Booker takes Joe from around the head, drives him face. But what? Did you see that?
Are you kidding? How do you kick somebody from that position?
How do you get that? How do you get your balance to be able to spring up into the air? And you can see Booker T dropping down and crotching himself there on the top rope.
I mean, what an opportunity it is right here for Samoa Joe. Unbelievable that he's able to get that out, and look at him. He's coming right after him, and what a clothesline.
Joe comes at Booker a second time, drops him with another lariat. Gonna try and shoot him off here, and does. Back first into the turnbuckles. There's the snap slam on him for the cover. Leg hook.
2,
Here's 2.
No. But you can hear him. You heard that scream come out from underneath him. I mean, you could just feel the frustration. He knows he's turned things around here.
Yeah, you can feel the confidence level of Samoa Joe growing. Takes him up, drops him down, powerbomb. Booker fights it off, and then Joe goes STF here. He's got the leg grapevine. At the same time, he's got the crossface submission hold applied.
You can see him just absolutely pulling on the forehead, pulling back, trying to force Booker T to submit. Booker T just holding on. And look at this, he now grabs the arm and pulls it back, just applying more pressure and more things going directions they're not supposed to go.
Booker fighting through. You can see referee Hebner right in the face of Booker T to see if he's going to tap out, to see if he's going to submit. Booker trying to slide, do anything that he can to get his body near the ring ropes to get a break, and Joe hanging on for dear life.
You can see Booker, he's reaching out, trying to find a rope, and if it wasn't for them long legs that he has, he never would have caught it.
The way that Booker was able to position his body to spin it around, the effectiveness of the crossface was really lost by Joe towards the end of the submission move. Steel chair planted in the middle of the ring by Samoa Joe. Heads back to pick up a second chair.
Holy cow. Samoa Joe wanting to finish him off here, give him that death blow. As you can see now, he's got a hold of Booker T, trying to get a hold of him, maybe hit him with a muscle buster on the chair.
One would think the way that he's got him set up on the top rope, but Booker fights back, and then Joe caught him again out of nowhere with the kick.
Unbelievable that he can keep doing that as long as this match keeps going.
That's really
and here he goes.
Muscle buster attempt here. Booker fights it off. Joe tries to get his legs positioned properly. Now he gets him out. You think he's going to try and do the muscle buster on the chair?
Oh, but you can see Booker T, man. Oh no! Look at that! This book hits him right on the chairs.
Just when it looked like Joe was going to go for the muscle buster, Booker hits the book in. Joe goes back first onto the steel. Head down, counts 2 only.
Oh, was that close? Nice counter, though, by Booker T. I mean, if he hits that on the chairs, it's over. He hits that muscle buster, period, at this point, it's probably over. But the chairs just would have made it that much harder, and he was able to... Oh, look at this. Here he goes.
Busts out the spinner. Roode back up to his feet. Doubles Joe over with the boot to the gut. Here comes Booker for the...
What?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. What's going on again?
Booker hit the axe kick, and then the lights go out.
Could it be Sting? What's going on? What? A guitar.
Knockout blow from Samoa Joe. Leads to the 3 count. Samoa Joe has done it. Samoa Joe has finally beaten Booker T, and he hit him with a guitar.
Unbelievable. The lights go out, so you're expecting something like that happened earlier. And the next thing you know, Joe's standing there with the guitar in the middle, and here he comes out of the cage to claim the belt that's rightfully his.
Samoa Joe takes back his TNA World Heavyweight title. But I mean, think of that. He used the guitar. I never saw the guitar in play.
Could this mean, Mike, what I think it means?
The Turning Point continues with a match for the TNA Legends Championship scheduled for 1 fall. In this match, if Christian Cage loses, he must join the Main Event Mafia. Introducing first, representing the Main Event Mafia, and accompanied by Sharmell, the self-proclaimed TNA Legends Champion, Booker T.
You break down the list of matches tonight at Turning Point, I don't think there's any question that going forward, in terms of TNA in the year 2008, potentially into 2009, this match could have as much impact as any.
Oh, I mean, it's all about what's at stake for Christian Cage. Christian Cage wins this matchup. He holds the most impressive championship belt I've ever seen. Look at that thing. It really is
beautiful.
Impressive. And he wins this match. He stands above, and he becomes the most sought-after free agent in TNA. Think about it. What a statement. He's a loner anyway. He's somebody that doesn't want to pick a side. He's his own man. But if he loses, how powerful is the Main Event Mafia now?
No question, balance of power would swing even more so to the Main Event Mafia over the TNA Originals. If that would be the outcome tonight at Turning Point, Booker, Sharmell posing with the championship gold that's on the line.
His opponent is from Tampa, Florida, by way of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He is the Instant Classic, Christian Cage!
One thing that we've said about the Instant Classic, Christian Cage, since his arrival here in TNA, is that he's always been his own man. We talked about how he'd been non-committal in reference to the overtures made by both the TNA Originals and the Main Event Mafia. Christian not wanting to take sides in this ongoing war. However, looking ahead, think of the potential here. Christian wins. Obviously, he gets the beautiful championship belt of Booker T. It sends a statement, sends a message to the Main Event Mafia. But if Christian Cage loses, the ranks of the Main Event Mafia grow by 1 as they add yet another star who has been World Heavyweight Champion.
I mean, think about how conflicted though Christian Cage is to this. There is a decision that he's got to make. He knows it, but think about it. He's young enough, 34 going on 35. He can relate to Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and all those guys. He knows what they're talking about. He can also relate with Booker T and Kurt Angle and Kevin Nash and Sting. As a former world champion, as somebody who in the short time he's been in wrestling has become somewhat of a legend himself. He's somebody I think that really is on that fence because he can see both sides, Mike.
All you had to do was just join the main event mafia.
Booker right in the face of Christian, putting that title belt on display, and you could hear the confrontation as well between those two. Yes, that championship belt's at stake, but so much more as it pertains to both the freedom of Christian Cage, the future of the main event Mafia and the TNA Originals in the ongoing battle.
I tell you, this has the potential of some great embarrassment for the main event Mafia. I mean, Booker T brought this belt in. It was his decision. He declared himself the Legends Champion. Think about it. It's his first title defense, Professor. I mean, that would be tough to go walk back and have to face Kurt Angle and Sting and these guys and say, hey, I lost that Legends belt that I've just brought out. I mean, he's got so much at stake, but it's a double coup if he can get this win.
Booker and Christian lock up early, and you saw, I think a little surprise to me, the clean break by Booker T in the corner.
Well, they may have to be working together. I mean, think of the charisma that Christian Cage would bring to the main event Mafia. Those guys know that. They know that. So, you don't want to make this too personal if you're Booker T. You've got a game plan. You're doing this for the other members. I mean, this is a strong move. You really, really, really increase your strength. But you can see Christian Cage, he loves this kind of a challenge, Mike.
See how quickly he went for the pin? First offensive move, the shoulder block, right on top of Booker, attempted the 3 count, and as they got up, as they made eye contact, you saw him making the motion of the championship belt. Christian in anticipation of winning Booker's new gold.
One thing about these two, Mike, you'd have to admit that they know each other from so many years past as good as anyone. I mean, these guys know what the other's about. They know what makes the other one tick. So, they're going to be prepared. They're going to have a lot of counters for a lot of moves that might catch somebody else off guard. It won't catch these guys off guard.
Booker, wow, lighten up the chest with the knife edge, then the right-hand shot. You saw that Christian was able to block that second attempt at the punch, and he unleashes an offense of his own, punctuated by the elbow to the face and the follow cover, and not even a 1 count before Booker powers out, and then Booker takes a powder.
Well, Booker's trying to regroup. It looks like he got hit in the eye there, and he's trying to get the sweat out of the eye or the sting out of it and regroup. I mean, he's somebody that knows patience is a virtue. He knows this guy's not been a 6-time world champion for nothing. I mean, he knows what it takes. And sometimes when the battle's not going your way, just stop, turn it around, get out, take a break, and get back in.
Little conference with wife Charmel at ringside in an effort to get, yes, his mind back on track and really understanding here what's at stake with the championship belt and the potential of Christian Cage joining the main event Mafia and the crowd here in Orlando. And what an incredible capacity crowd we have at Turning Point. Without question, the largest crowd that we've ever had, Don, for an event here in Orlando, Florida. They are packed to the rafters.
Well, they know how important this night is. I mean, they can feel it. They can feel things changing here at TNA. And they want to be a part of this because it's just such an important night. I mean, Charmel dressed to the nines. I mean, you got to admit, she knows how to show up for a party, that's for sure.
Yeah, like everybody else in the main event Mafia.
You got that right.
Sartorially resplendent.
Whoa, man, nice spine buster there. 1, 2, not enough on Christian Cage yet.
Good power move by Booker, caught Christian momentarily unaware. He tries to get back out to the apron to get away from the offense, but Booker's right on him. And how about that? Snapping the neck and the windpipe at the same time right across that top steel cable.
Oh, that's what makes him so great, knowing, where he's at all times in the ring and just seeing that opportunity. He saw Christian's neck there and just use it, snap the neck back. Christian, on the other hand, gets to his feet, forces Booker T to follow him out, and takes his shots when he's ready. But now, Booker T just putting that foot right in the chest.
So you can already see the effect of the moves from Booker with the discoloration on both the chest of Christian as well as the back, and that time he just got catapulted face first right into the unforgiving steel ring post, and referee checking on his condition doesn't look good.
Well, we saw earlier tonight when Homicide did that tope con hilo and hit the rail and went into the wall, and he ended up getting himself taken out of the match. I think the referee wanted to check because that was a shot that Christian Cage took on that steel ring post, and man, Booker T just measuring them and just putting them on point.
You see that, the handprint of Booker T right across the chest of the Instant Classic, and you can just sense the level of confidence rising in Booker as he makes his way back in, and he's got Christian Cage in his sights. Super kick to the jaw.
You could just sense Christian Cage was wobbling. He wasn't going to be able to get out of the way. Booker T knew it, felt it, and just put that kick on. Christian Cage now has got to find... Oh, close that time. A little bit closer.
Still gas left in the tank of Christian while Booker tries to continue the wear down. Cities from all over the United States, cities from all over the world vying to host upcoming TNA pay-per-view events, and we've just received word that our Genesis pay-per-view in the month of January 2009 will be live from Charlotte, North Carolina. All the details on Genesis in Charlotte at our website, TNAWrestling.com. That's a big announcement, and that's a big shot right that time by Booker. Here's another pin.
1, 2. Oh, man, getting a little bit closer each time. That time, Christian Cage is hurt. That steel ring poke shot, he's not been the same since. He is hurt, and right now he's just surviving on instinct, Mike, and Booker T knows it.
Boy, beautiful close-up look at the key lock applied by Booker here. You see him reaching through with his one hand, making contact with his own wrist, and Christian going to try and get back up to his feet, and does, and this enables him to use the right hand with the rib cage of Booker exposed, but then Booker catches him with the knee.
Oh, those long legs, he can send that knee so high up on the body. Most people wouldn't have a chance of that. Oh, that's what you do, though. Christian Cage saw it. 1, 2, not quite enough as Booker T kind of stunned there. He just had everything going his way, but that's what makes the great ones. You've got to be able to take advantage or even take a shortcut like Booker did.
Boy, speaking of stun, you can see that Christian's wobbly from the several minutes of offense by Booker, but he's still able to avoid that kick. Concern on the face of Sharmell, and now it's Christian's turn to fight back.
Well, he crotched Booker T there on that top rope, and now look at these blows. He's got a little extra oomph in him, too, as he feels it. The ebb kind of swaying back in his favor as shot after shot on the head of Booker T.
Booker with the reversal. Christian back first into the corner. Christian catches him, uncoils, now goes over the top, leapfrogs on Booker. And a wobbly Booker, that time caught by the big forearm shot. Another pin, another near fall for the Instant Classic.
He thought he might have had a shot after that corkscrew elbow coming off, but now Christian Cage, he's on his feet. He's doing what he wants as Booker T's trying to get a grip at to where he is. The ring going for that unprettier. Not quite enough. We talked about how they know to counter, but look at this, tying those legs up.
Took him down with a double leg, and then I think he was going to try and turn him over in a submission move, but you saw Booker rake the eyes.
Again, just something so simple like that, just poking the eyes and just stopping that forward motion that you got, and now using those long knees again, just putting them high up into the rib cage. And oh, but this time Christian Cage able to duck that spin kick, and another time he's able to duck it, and then puts him on the back of his head with an inverted DDT. 2, no!
Christian Cage just that close to becoming the TNA Legends champion. Caught him with the inverted DDT, but not enough. Sharmell pops up on the apron as Christian goes to the top, and that enables Booker to come across. Dropped him down and crotched him right across the steel.
Oh man, you can just see the pain in his face, and you know what? That's what Sharmell does. She does so well. Just a fraction of a second gave Booker T enough time, and now look at this, it's Booker T. He's got his both feet on the top rope. Oh, what a superplex that is!
Big power move off the top. Booker gonna drape the arm.
1,
Christian
2,
down.
No. Christian Cage.
With that overhead camera shot, you could just see the eyes of Christian Cage rolling in the back of his head. But the true pro that he is, hearing the cadence of the count, and just when it reached 2, he knew that he had to dig down deep and kick out, and that's what he did. But Booker may be getting ready for a little spin-a-rooney action.
Well, he just feels it. It's what motivates him. Look at that. Look at his eye now. You can see it. You can feel it. Christian realizes he's trying to fight out, but Booker trying to get a better hold here. Can he get that full Nelson? No, now he's trying something else.
Perfect reversal. Christian
One,
takes him right
two.
down, right into a pin.
Well, he almost just got that one as Booker T found himself looking up at the ceiling. And the way that Christian had his legs placed, I was afraid that Booker, wasn't going to get those shoulders up in time.
Christian mocking Booker, drops down to a knee. And as Booker comes at him, he just takes him and flings him right over the top. Booker didn't go all the way to the floor, landed on the apron, outside in with the shoulder block, and there's an axe kick that caught Christian right in the back of the head, and boy, he just went down like a big oak tree.
Well, it just had a double effect. It catches you on the back of the head and puts the neck right there on the rope. 1, 2, oh man, was that close. Was that close.
Again, you sense the reaction time of Christian Cage, the only thing that's keeping him alive in this match, as Booker has had him for what appears to be down and out. Another double leg, and again, he's going to try and go here and turn him over sharpshooter style. But Booker,
does he have enough?
Yeah, Booker not so easily turned, is he?
Now look at what he does. He's turning around. Now can he apply a pressure? Just force that butt right down there and sit on him. And you can see Booker realize that he's out in the middle of the ring and he's trying to inch himself over to the ropes.
That's the key for Booker at this point. And just as he makes a couple of inches closer to the ropes, Christian pulls him right back out.
Oh, Sharmell, that's one of those times where Christian Cage shouldn't have let up. Sharmell went over, distracting the referee, screaming at him, and he let himself get taken by it and got up, and he, walked right over there to the slap by Sharmell. And all that's doing is allowing Booker T to recover. Oh, I thought he was going to nail her.
Booker puts on the brakes just before the contact, but then gets taken right down. Here we go.
1, 2, oh, this time it was close the other way, as Booker T almost cost himself, and Sharmell actually almost cost Booker that time.
Well, I think everybody sensed that we were going to have a new Legends champ, that Booker was going to be defeated in his first title defense, but that's not the case. Could it be unprettier time?
Every time, though, Booker's ready to push him off. It's one of those, if you don't have it locked in right, but he misses the axe kick. And again, look at this. He's got enough pressure. No, he rolls him right over. Got it.
Here is your winner, and still TNA Legends Champion, Booker T!
That pin doubly impactful because, yes, not only does Booker retain his Legends Championship, but think of the future of Christian Cage. Think of the future of the Main Event Mafia.
Well, he's been somebody that has not made a decision, not picking a side, and Booker T has forced the issue. Another world champion.
You see, Christian? You see? I didn't want to hurt you. You know why? Because right now, Booker, the Legends Champion, would like to welcome you to the Main Event Mafia.
Ranks of the Main Event Mafia.
And one more thing, Christian. We do things with a protocol. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, we got a meeting, and I need you there. I need you on this team. Thank you all.
Legends champ gets the last word, no doubt about that. Ranks of the Main Event Mafia grow even stronger with the addition of yet another world champion in Christian Cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next match at TNA Sacrifice is an I Quit match for the TNA Legends Championship. Introducing first the challenger, representing the Main Event Mafia from Houston, Texas, Booker T!
I'll tell you what, ever since that $237,000 Legends belt has left his possession, he's never stopped thinking, I think, of anything else. It's a trophy that he loves to carry around. It signifies what he's done in this business, Mike Tenay. It's a belt that he created, yes, but it's a belt that means something to him, and obviously it means something to a lot of people. It's a belt that a lot of people want to hold and claim, that they're a legend in this business. And you know, no matter what AJ throws at him, Booker T will not say I quit until it's at the point of death.
His opponent from Gainesville, Georgia, he is the TNA Legends Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
During the Legends list, we talked about how this championship belt, yes, it was brought into TNA by Booker T as that personal tribute to himself, but what we have seen from AJ Styles ever since this series of matches that he's had with Booker that culminated with him becoming Legends Champion, to me, it has been the maturation process, the maturing of one phenomenal AJ Styles that has brought him to this level.
I mean, we all will admit he's a superstar. In fact, some of us may say he's the best in wrestling today from a physical standpoint, an agility standpoint. But I'll tell you what, there are milestones you've got to cross in this business, and tonight, if he can force a great legend like Booker T to say I quit, well then that's going to take AJ Styles to another stratosphere. That's going to put him up there with the Stings and the Booker T's and the Scott Steiners and the Nashes and the Kurt Angles. It really is. That, I think, is why it's so important for both these guys. But if Booker T can force AJ Styles to say I've had enough, I don't want any more, then that shows you where that belt really and truly belongs today.
In the process of becoming Legends Champion, AJ Styles became the first ever TNA Grand Slam Champion. That means he's held 4 title belts, the X Division, the World Tag Team, the World Heavyweight Championship belt, and now obviously the Legends title. And as I watched Booker T come down the entrance ramp, saw a more serious side of him, and I also noticed that conspicuous by her absence, his wife Charmel, and I'm just trying to put 2 and 2 together here. I think this may be a case where Booker realizes that this match could be so violent because of the I Quit rules that he didn't want Charmel at ringside.
I think that's a great point, Mike, and it might be that. It also might be that he doesn't want any distractions whatsoever. He doesn't want to look out there and see her and force him to make a decision. Maybe by looking into the eyes of your wife, you think about the things that you have together, so you say I quit to keep that on. In his case, he doesn't even want that to be a factor. He wants it to be all about the 2 of them right here. Booker T knows it's a mental game. He knows that it is a game you have got to beat the guy mentally. And I believe with the experience that he has, he's got a big edge in that factor.
And you'll notice as well that referee Rudy Charles, the 3rd man in the ring, has possession of the microphone. You might have seen it recently on Impact. Booker had the I Quit rules match against the Outlaw Jethro Holiday, and that microphone will come into play at that point of the match when you feel that you have worn down your opponent sufficiently to the point where you think that he's going to utter those 2 words, I quit, as AJ just caught Booker with a nice kick to the back.
Hell no, man.
Oh, not yet. There's no way in hell
Way
Booker
too
T is
early.
going to quit at this situation. But I'll tell you this. I believe that you have to have a street mentality in a situation like this, Mike. You have to have almost a gang or even a thug mentality. It's got to be like living on the street, to where it's a life or death situation. You've got to get your mind in that frame. You can't allow it to be about pain. You can't allow it to be about your future. You've got to be at a point of it's either him or me, end of story. And I believe that's where Booker T is going to have a huge edge.
You have to reach that point where you're just able to not only fight through it, but just completely shut off that pain if you're going to succeed in a match with I Quit rules. And all of a sudden, that opening early flurry by the champ AJ Styles, that's been countered, and that's been completely turned around by the challenger Booker T.
I'll tell you another factor in this thing, Mike, is that Booker T in his mind feels that AJ stole something from him. He feels that AJ's in possession of his possessions. And it's not just a matter of wanting to get damaged, it's a matter of wanting to get that back, and you'll do anything at all costs. But AJ Styles shows us why he's so great. It doesn't matter the size of the other opponent. This guy's got heart. I mean, well, you can't deny it, and anybody would be stupid to deny it. He's a special, special athlete.
Drags Booker back out towards the middle of the ring, and now he's going to apply a variation of the Indian deathlock. Let's see if he bridges back and comes back with a chin lock as well. And we've seen this move from AJ Styles throughout his TNA career. It's one we may not have seen as of late. And Booker's not going to submit. He's not going to say, I quit at this point.
No, Booker just knocked that mic away like it was a fly in his face. I mean, it's a situation, though. You got to respect AJ, what he's doing. He knows that it's that kind of excruciating pain that's going to work. It's not punches and kicks in the end. It's a matter of knowing that if you don't say something, you're going to have a bone broke, you're going to be paralyzed, you're going to be physically unable to continue on in your life. That's what's going to make one of these guys say, I quit.
It's all a part of that wear-down process that just comes naturally in a match with I quit rules. AJ's had a game plan coming in here, and we've seen it unfold, especially in the last couple of minutes. He wants to work on the leg. He wants to work on the knee of Booker T, weaken him sufficiently to the point where you take away the legs of Booker T, and then you've got him down on the mat, and then you can beat him in an I quit match.
Well, the thing about it is Booker T, though, has such a huge advantage with those legs and the length that they can bring him. And so, yeah, I can see what you're saying about AJ Styles wanting to take them out. I mean, that's a game.
At the same time, you also limit what Booker is able to do with that axe kick if you take the legs away.
That's a good point.
Still too early for Booker to say I quit, although pretty obvious that he's favoring the left leg and the left knee.
I'll tell you what, though, it's just so early. This match just started. It's a matter of two. It doesn't hurt. I don't think it hurts you somewhat to get a little bit of pain going your way to where you start getting your mind set on dealing with it. You know what I mean, Mike? I mean, you realize that you're going to be feeling it throughout the match, so you get yourself comfortable with it, so to speak. And not that you can never be comfortable being in pain, but you can get yourself mentally able to deal with it, and that's what you've got to have here.
That's what we talked about earlier, in terms of being able to just shut out that pain. And you realize when you get into a match like this with these two world-class athletes competing in an I quit match, it's going to be a war of attrition. It's going to be that wear-down process until you reach that one point where you just can't take it anymore.
Right now, it's hard to tell if anyone here has really had an advantage.
Slightly AJ, I would say. And AJ,
well, that's just the way you're looking at it, though, to me.
It's also what I've seen in terms of the offense that he's unleashed and how Booker's been on the defensive for probably about 70% of this match.
See, my opinion is that Booker's taking everything that AJ gives. He's taking everything right now. I think you can tell by his expressions, he's trying to give AJ a feeling of confidence, and that's the key. That's the experience factor. When Booker T gets a chance, he's going to turn it on, turn it around, and then AJ's going to be caught unaware.
Yeah, we saw that earlier from Kevin Nash.
There we go.
We saw that earlier from Kevin Nash. How'd that work out for you?
Well, that was just a situation where he caught the... Well, see what I mean?
Well, I'm going to give you credit. That was the experience.
Oh, what a shot to the rail. That's the kind of thing, Mike, that can just absolutely discombobulate you to the point where you don't even know what you're doing. Look at this. He's trying to catch his breath and hit him in the neck. He can't breathe.
Well, I got to admit, I haven't seen many matches turn around just like that. And that's exactly what we have seen as Booker tries to clear away the crowd right at the guardrail area, right in the pit. Oh, AJ taken high up into the air, and he drops him down chest and throat first.
You can see here, this might be, I don't even think, you know what, he might have been trying to say I quit, he just couldn't get his breath.
They dropped him right on the windpipe.
That's right. That's it. I think that's where the ref should step in and just say, okay, that's it.
And yes, the complexion, the tone of this match has completely turned. It's flipped a full 180 here. AJ was there, and AJ was gaining confidence. And maybe it was that point where Booker was just bringing him into the web. And
I heard that exact same scenario just a few seconds ago. Can't remember who said it. Oh, yeah, I did.
Top wrist lock applied by Booker, and he just steps back and rams the knee with impact and with authority.
I'll tell you what, he's just approaching this thing so methodical. He's got a purpose with everything he's doing now. I mean, he's feeling it, Mike. And he knows AJ's hurt. He knows that windpipe's hurt. He knows AJ's having a hard time getting his breath. And now look at him. He's just in his mind. He's going through things. Look at AJ's eyes.
They're glazed over.
AJ's back in Gainesville, Georgia right now.
And AJ fell backwards right there at that point, and just using the ring ropes, and let's see what he says. He's not able to say I quit because he's being throttled, being choked by Booker T.
No, you're right. He couldn't get the words out if he tried. This is a great opportunity here for Booker to just keep inflicting the damage. And again, in his mind, he's just taking it to a thief. And oh man, AJ Styles.
I am just so impressed with how Booker was able to fight through all of the damage that was done to his legs and knees in the opening minutes of this match, and then to come back, turn it around on AJ.
Say it, AJ. Just do it for yourself. You can live to fight another day. Do it for your family. You got children. You got another one on the way. Got to think of that.
Even to the point where Booker T is using his legs and his knees as probably his primary weapon here against Styles.
You know, he's got that ability, and you mentioned it earlier, Mike, and it was a good point about that axe kick with those long legs and how he uses it to where he can catch your head in the wrong spot. You might have it over the ropes. He'll bring that kick on your back, and it'll have a double effect, which he did right there just a few minutes ago. And right now, Booker T's just using all that experience and all that size advantage to his advantage.
Styles, who was staggering and stumbling outside. You see some desperation punches. Go to the well. One-shot deal, and AJ gets cut off with a flying forearm shot by Booker that was money.
Here he goes.
Spin-a-rooney up.
You know, it's just 2 words, Mike. All you got to do is say them. It's just 2 words. You can fight another day. It's not the I quit that might be happening tonight with Sting. That's a whole different scenario. That's a situation where you'll never see him in a ring. This is one where AJ can regroup, think about things. Oh, you hear him.
See the wrist lock applied, the key lock by Booker. And
oh, you can hear him. He's saying it.
No, but this I quit, Don. This is about pride. They're just screaming out in pain from the submission hold, but he does not say the words I quit.
Boy, AJ just
got him up on his shoulders.
Say it. You got to give him credit there. Oh, but look at this. Booker's got it cinched in. Oh, that's just it. Say it, AJ. Crowd can't help you.
Boy, that kind of focus by Booker at this point, with AJ taking him up to his shoulders and driving him down to the mat and still able to hang on.
You don't steal another man's property.
AJ going to try and bridge out of it or do anything possible here. Just get the momentum on his side. Get the leverage turned. And that's exactly what he's done. He's been able to fight here. He doesn't quite have it turned around. Doesn't quite have it turned into a full-fledged hammerlock on Booker.
Booker's got his foot on the ropes. He's got his foot on the ropes. There we go. Goodness gracious.
You can see, you just look at the reaction of AJ Styles, just how much trouble and how much pain that he is in at this point, and just favoring the arm that's almost just hanging and dangling, just limping.
You could just see the punch thrown by AJ, Mike. It didn't have anything in it. It really didn't. He's just, I don't know if he's got feeling in his arms. I mean, just look at what Booker's doing. Now Booker's just trying to embarrass him here a little bit. It's all instinct at this point.
The mid-ring exchange. We're going to see who gets the better of it between these two in this Legends title match. What looks like Booker's punches have more zip behind them, more impact.
I'll tell you what, though, AJ still keeps throwing them. You got to give him credit. That one had some zip. Oh, they're just throwing them back.
Slugfest this is.
Holy crap. Oh, look at that. AJ's wobbling. Whoa, he wound up and shot him. Oh, man, I'll tell you what, these guys both, I mean, you can tell what it means to them. But look at Booker. Uh-oh.
There's the Pele by Styles. Caught Booker completely unaware. He never saw that one coming.
No, it's the great equalizer. It always is. You never see it coming. And he does it in unbelievable spots. It's amazing how he knows when to hit it, Mike. We marveled at it so many times. I can't tell you the times I've screamed it out loud. It's such an impactful move. But the bottom line is AJ's so wore out, he can't take advantage of it.
Both champion and challenger down on the canvas, down on the mat. AJ the first to show some signs of life, some signs of movement as he goes to the mount.
Looks like it's hurting his arm even when he hits his head.
A couple of right hands after everything that he went through. And he says, ask it, 3 punches, and Booker says no.
You got to be a little careful. You knock him out, he can't say I quit.
And you can see that these two just judging.
Hell no, man.
Just judging from what we've witnessed, I mean, they're really, They're just beating the hell out of each other. They're exhausting each other.
You got to kill one of them. I mean, that's why I said it. It's to the point of no other choice that anyone's even going to say it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Booker would ever say it. I really don't. I think he'd rather die than say I quit to AJ Styles. Great spine buster. Think about how he got that one. He wasn't even on his feet. He was able to do it.
Absolute desperation move, but it pays off by Booker with the spine buster. He's got AJ.
Now it's his turn. This is the experience edge.
Turnabout fair play as we saw Styles from the mount earlier with the right hands, and now it's Booker, and he's putting him right on the point of the jaw.
Good call. What did he say? I quit? No, guess not. But I tell you what, you made a great point about hitting him in the jaw. The bottom line is he can't knock him out that way. You hit him in the head, and he won't. You know, the force is different. But hit him in the jaw, you're able to still keep him conscious. But still, he's able to claim he can't go any longer.
Booker misses the kick, gets crouched on the top, and look how quickly AJ is able to take advantage of that situation.
I'll tell you what, where that burst come from, that was unreal.
It's exactly what it was. It was a burst. It wasn't anything sustained where he can keep that kind of offense going as Booker regroups outside.
I mean, the guy will make, look at this, just.
Slingshot move by Styles, directly into the cross body block as he comes down on Booker outside.
Leaving everything out there on the mat, on the floor, in the ring. Booker, though, no, not even a hesitation. He's taken shots like that before. But I'll tell you what, both these guys giving a Herculean effort. And this is unreal.
And Booker, the perfectly placed fingers in the eyes of AJ, has him momentarily fighting for his vision and blinded, takes him and sends him up against the apron, and then AJ is able to move out of the way or just drop down. Booker hits the steel post, and there goes Booker head first.
Booker caught himself in the wrong place there, and when he caught that arm on the pole, AJ took advantage of it right away, slammed his head into the steel ring post.
Booker rolled back in. Rudy Charles with the microphone, and you hear Booker say, "No way."
Tell you what, he makes it clear. You got to give him credit for that. It's not a...
AJ surveys things from outside at the same time as Booker's wife, Charmel.
What's she saying, Mike?
Is coming down to ringside.
What's she saying?
Big flying forearm shot by Styles.
Hell no, man.
She's saying, don't quit, baby. She realizes that she's got to be out there for support. She's got to tell him, you got to hang on. That's the kind of gal she is, buddy. She's in your corner. I know it's tough.
As AJ went for the Styles clash, he was distracted as Charmel came up on the apron, and then Booker had no idea, and he almost ran into his wife. He puts on the brakes, but as he turns around, AJ's ready for him. A flying armbar! Flying armbar applied by Styles. Booker's got the great defense here, clasping his hands together so that AJ can't get the arm extended and pop the elbow.
Oh my God, he's pulling it out of his socket.
That's what he's going to try and do.
Didn't want Charmel down here.
There it is. Now he's got the arm. He's got the arm fully extended now. This is where you can pop a man's elbow.
He won't do it. This guy won't say it. What a man. What's Charmel saying?
Well, Booker's saying, he's saying no, that's all that matters is, well, here comes Jenna down to ringside. Jenna from the Main Event Mafia, Kevin Nash's girlfriend, coming in, and she throws in the towel.
What on earth? On behalf of the Main Event Mafia, she's throwing the towel in. Oh, and Charmel is irate.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and still TNA Legends Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Well, the two females of the Main Event Mafia that have had their differences and have had their issues, and it looks like that's about to continue here.
I'll tell you what, if anybody knows how much her man can take, it's Charmel. And she knew that he was not ready to give in. And you can see Jenna, she's trying to say he was breaking his arm, and that's why she did it. I mean, you know she's investing in the Main Event Mafia. She wants to keep all the players in place, so I understand why she did it, Mike. But I tell